Hey everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a wear test on the new Makeup Revolution foundation. I initially wanted it to be a first impression and wear test, but I had already tried filming a video with this and the shade that I got was completely wrong and it just completely threw off my view of the foundation. So I just wanted to go ahead and refilm it, and this time I'll just do a wear test. I have worn it a couple of times since I did exchange it for my right shade, and so I do have a couple of thoughts on the foundation, so I figured it'll just be more of like a review and wear test instead of a first impression. Hopefully that's okay with you guys. I'm still going to do it kind of how I would a first impression, in the sense of showing you how I apply it, telling you about the product and all of that. It's just not going to be my first time trying it out. So let's go ahead and get started with the video. So I just went ahead and moisturized my lips really quickly with the Ulta Juice Infused Lip Oil in the Sweet Rose flavor scent. I don't know what you would call it. So I'm going to go ahead and start off by priming my foundation. In any of my first impression review wear test type videos, I always do my foundation as I normally would. So I always use a primer and I always use a setting spray, just because that's how I would use it in my everyday life, and I like to try it out as I would personally use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off by priming. My face has been a little bit like overproducing oils, and I feel like it's because I've been using so many mattifying products since my face has been oily. So I want to just put a little bit of moisture back into my face and hope that that kind of reduces the amount of oil my face produces, because if you don't know, a lot of times if your face is if your face is oil, a lot of times if your face is oily, it's overproducing oils because your skin is actually dry and dehydrated. So if you put moisture in, it kind of counteracts it producing more oils. So that's what I've been doing lately, and it's been really helping. So I'm just gonna go in with the NYX Hydra Touch primer. I'm just gonna use this, like I said, as a more hydrating one, and then I'm gonna go in with a smoothing one after it settles in a little bit. Alright, and then while I let that settle, I'm just going to go ahead and wet my sponge really quickly, and then we'll move on to the next primer. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and just go in with my next primer, and this is going to be the Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer. And as you can see, I've been loving this primer. I kind of use it on an everyday basis. It is a bit expensive, but I do think a little bit goes a long way, and it has lasted me. I got this for my birthday back in April, so it's been about almost 6 months and I still haven't even, I'm like just about to be halfway done. So I think it's worth the price based off of how long it lasts. Hopefully my camera will stay focused on me. So now that we're all primed, I'm going to go ahead and go in with the foundation. I have it in the shade F12. Honestly, I feel like I could go up to like F12.5, but that one is only sold online, and I kind of hate buying stuff online. So I've just been adding a little bit of a darker like foundation mixer into it just to kind of get my right shade. Plus, I'm still just a little bit tan, so I feel like when my tan from the summer fully comes off, it'll be the right shade. So I'm just going to use it by itself. I'm not going to add any foundation, darkener, anything like that into it, so you can get a full view of the foundation by itself. So that's the foundation. I just kind of stripe it along my face. And I found that I kind of like it better with a sponge. I did try it with a brush, and I just felt like it looked a little bit thicker on my skin. I really liked the way that the sponge kind of melted it into my skin and made it look really natural, but I still got a really good coverage from it. So I personally just like to use this with a makeup sponge. I've been using this Morphe one, the e.l.f. Total Face Sponge I've been trying out also, and it's pretty good so far. My first initial impression was a little bit off, but after trying it a couple more times with different foundations, I'm starting to like that sponge better. But I just always keep coming back to this Morphe sponge. Like, I don't know. So as you can see, like, it definitely is, like I said, like a little bit too light for me right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and bronze up and everything later on, so I'm not gonna look so ghostly. But this is the coverage. I look like a ghost. Oh my god. This is not a Halloween tutorial. So this is the coverage that you get with the initial like layer, and then I just kind of go into the areas where I want a little bit more coverage. So typically it's over here on my cheeks where I have some hyperpigmentation, and then on my chin as well. And I kind of just build up in the areas that I feel like I need a little bit of extra coverage, instead of putting on a whole nother layer on my whole face when I don't need it everywhere. And as you can see, it just really blends into the skin super nicely. It doesn't look super cakey or heavy or anything like that. You really cannot even feel it on your skin. And it stays like that throughout the day. And it stays pretty decently matte throughout the day, as you'll see. I find that the foundation that I was using before this, that I was like in love with, is the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, but after a couple of hours that does tend to get a little bit oily. This one I find does last a little bit longer in terms of oil control, but honestly it's just your preference and your skin type which one works better for you. I like them both. I think they're both really great foundations and really good coverage. It's just a matter of which one you like better. So this is the foundation by itself without being set or anything like that. Like I said, think it's a really good coverage. I think it gives you a nice flawless coverage without looking super cakey or super heavy on your skin. It really blends in nicely, kind of looks like skin but just a little bit more coverage. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back to show you what it looks like with everything on it, the concealers, the powders, all of that, so you can see like a full face, and then we'll start the wear test. Alright, so I am back, and this is what the foundation looks like with the rest of my makeup on, and it's set and all of that. I will leave a list of all the products that I used in this look down below if you're interested. Yeah, I really like the way that it looks. I did set it a couple of times with setting spray because I use a lot of powders and I don't like my face to look super powdery. So yeah, this is what it's all looking like. So now I'm going to go ahead and run through the claims of the foundation and let you know if I agree or disagree with them. So let's go ahead and pull it up on the Ulta site. So I went ahead and pulled up the Ulta website, and let's see. So first things first, it does have 24 color options. 6 of them, however, are online only, so you can only purchase them online through the Ulta app or Ulta.com. So that means, I guess, that 18 of them you can purchase in store, I'm assuming, if your store carries all the shades. I think when I went, my store, I think it was carrying pretty much all of them. It looked like it was quite a few. I know it was because it had just come out. It was a little bit run down in the sense of like a lot of them are taken, but it looked like there was a pretty vast range of options in store, so that is really good as well. And yeah, so I'm gonna say what it says online, like what the claims are. Makeup Revolution's Conceal and Define Full Coverage Foundation offers lightweight yet buildable coverage in 24 skin true shades. This versatile foundation is designed to suit every skin type and tone. With an oil-free yet creamy and comfortable formula that dries down to a long-lasting demi-matte finish, it won't settle into fine lines or cling to dry patches. Housed in a luxe glass bottle with a jumbo doe foot applicator for greater control and less waste, the foundation offers highly pigmented coverage and can be layered or diffused to suit your look. Swipe on and blend out to ramp up the coverage for a real skin finish that diffuses blemishes and uneven skin tone, or let your complection's natural character shine through using a small amount with a damp beauty sponge for a veil-like coverage. Follow your favorite shades and conceal and define concealer to highlight, contour, or conceal. And it's vegan, cruelty-free, paraben-free, and oil-free. So based on all of the claims, I will say I do agree that it is lightweight and buildable formula, so you can build it up to coverage like you saw on my cheeks. I did build up the coverage, but it didn't get cakey or heavy looking. It still was very lightweight feeling and blended out really nicely, so I do agree with those claims. oil-free, comfortable formula. Yeah, I will say, you know, it doesn't seem like it's super oily. It doesn't seem like it's dewy or anything like that. It does say it has a demi-matte finish, which I do agree on. It wasn't like sucking me dry or made me look really, really, really dry. It did have a little bit of a natural shine, but it was definitely more of a matte finish, so that is good. And so it won't settle into fine line, cling to dry patches, and it's supposed to diffuse blemishes and uneven skin tone, which I have down here. And I do say that I do agree with that. It did like really cover it up nicely. It's not really sinking into my pores or anything right here. So overall, I think that all the claims that it has online are true to the foundation itself. Now, I will say, what will I say? What was I going to say? I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that train of thought, so we're just going to go ahead and move on. So like I said, yeah, I like this foundation. I've been using it, like I said, a couple of times since I purchased it. I do think, like I said, I keep saying like I said. Maybe you should stop saying things twice, Tiana. Okay. But I definitely think that I could go a little bit darker because, like I said... Oh my gosh, I'm really trying not to say that anymore from this video. If I say it, you can pinch me, okay? I'm not going to say it anymore. So as previously stated, I do still have a little bit of a tan. You can see like, oh, no, I'm not sure. You can see the tan line right here. So I am going to get a little bit lighter, which I feel like that will match the color of the foundation a lot better. But I do have a little bit of a bronze still left over. So... yeah, there's that. But as far as the foundation itself, I think it's really nice. As you'll see throughout the day, it does last very well. It lasts a long time without needing to touch up. It keeps my oils at bay, and I'm just going to go ahead and let you see. So right now it is 11:57 a.m. So it's just about noon. I'm going to try and keep it on as long as possible. I'll come back in a couple of hours to kind of show you what it's looking like and if it's settled in or anything like that. But as for now, this is what the makeup looks like, and I will see you in a second. Alright guys, so I am back. The time is now 4:18. So I've had this makeup on for about 4 hours. This is what it's looking like. Honestly, not too much of a difference. It might have like a slight sheen a little bit on my cheeks, but honestly, like, that ain't nothing. Like, I am totally okay with that. 4 hours in, some foundations would be completely wrecked by this point. So a little bit of a sheen never hurt nobody, especially me. So I'll give you a close-up and we will come back in a few more hours and see how we're doing. Yeah, I think it looks really good. Like I said, not really much has changed other than a little bit of a sheen. Not, I mean, maybe like a teensy bit oily, but really not that much. So yeah, we'll come back in a couple of hours and see how it is holding up. I'll see you in a second. Alright, so the time's now 10:07. So I've had it on for about 10 hours now, and this is what it's looking like. It's a little bit oily. I was outside in the heat. It was about during the day it was like in the 80s, and then I kind of went out towards the evening time. My dad and his girlfriend were camping at a local park nearby and had some family come over and grill some food. So I was out in the nature. I was out in nature for a while, so it definitely had to stand some environmental factors. So this is honestly the worst that I've seen the foundation look, especially for the amount of time I've had it on. I've worn it for a while. I don't know if it's because I was out in the heat and all that and I didn't use a mattifying primer, or if just the oil primer, like the Hydra Touch primer that I used from NYX, just didn't mix well with the foundation. I'm not sure, but this is the result. Honestly, it's really not that terrible. Like after 8 hours, or no, after 10 hours, this isn't that bad. Definitely workable. So I'm going to do a close-up, and then we're going to try and fix it and see how much oil and stuff we get. So this is it close up. I see like a little bit of gathering right here underneath my eye. So that on my chin, it feels like it's faded a little bit. Definitely like my bronzer and blush and everything have faded here. This side looks pretty decent, like not as faded as the other side for some reason. So yeah, that is everything close up. So now I'm gonna scoot back and we're gonna try and revive it. So I'm just gonna take my oil control sheets, the Palladio rice paper sheets, and see how much oil we can just pick up. So that's as much oil that we had, which isn't that much after 10 hours, so pretty decent. Now I'm just going to take a clean brush, I don't have any powder or anything, and see if I can kind of blend out that spot underneath my eyes. I'm just going to go with my face powder and kind of add a little bit of coverage back. Alright, and then just do a quick spray. Alright, so that's what it looks like with a little bit of revival. I feel like we kind of brought it back a little bit. Honestly, after you have fading, I don't think there's a lot you can do other than just kind of reapplying the products. But just if you have like powder, an oil control sheet, and a setting spray in your bag, you can kind of get it to a decent looking, like back to pretty decent looking, and then go about your day. But honestly, after 10 hours, I feel like you're pretty much done with your makeup anyways, so you probably could have saved it from getting to that point if you would have done your touch up earlier. So yeah, overall I really do like the foundation. I'm definitely going to try it out with more primers. Like I said, I don't know if it was the weather and the environmental elements, or if it was like the primer and newer products that I used with the foundation, if they just didn't mesh well. But overall, like I said, I really do like this foundation. Let me know down below if you've tried it out and if you like it or if you don't like it, and what your skin type is. And let me know what other videos you guys want to see. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this one. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.